School's terrible.
Yeah.
It's just the whole design of getting kids to sit down all day. It's fucking terrible.
We wake them up at like farmer times. Like we wake them up. I used to get up at like 5 a.m. like I was a farmer.
Yeah.
And your parents would just go back to bed. They're like, we don't go. They just get up and then they go back to sleep. I'd be on the bus at like 5 a.m. It was insane.
Horseshit. Terrible for kids.
And then they say we have ADD. We're fucking tired.
Yeah. Tired and bored.
Yeah.
And this thing you're doing in front of me sucks.
I got back to the Adderall thing, so I got addicted, and I ended up.
What did you start off with? How much were you taking in the beginning?
I think probably like 30 milligrams.
Right away.
Yeah.
Whoa.
I think maybe it was a little.
Jamie, you
less.
said 20 kept you up for 2 days.
Yeah, I'm not a user, but 20 was plenty.
I don't like how I said user like that. Like I'm not a user like this junkie. I don't like how you said I'm not a user.
You started off with 30s.
Yeah.
Did you start taking it every day or?
Yeah.
Right away.
Yeah.
Recreationally?
First recreationally, then I got the prescription, so it was FDA approved.
So you did listen to a psychiatrist.
I did listen.
She is a doctor.
Yes, but then I started taking more and having to buy them off the street. And then I, at one point, I couldn't get any, and this kid I knew, this kind of bad seed, I asked him if he had any. He had like something he said his uncle made. It was like a synthetic drug. Turned out to be bath salts. I ended up taking them.
God.
I was a greeter at H&R Block, the tax place.
Mm-hmm.
And I just like basically had this horrible panic meltdown. Like it kicked in, and I just thought I was about to die. I remember I called my twin sister. I freaked her out. I was like, I think I'm about to die. Goodbye. And then I hung up. And then she called back, and she was like, call the ambulance. They called the ambulance. My heart rate was at like 100 and like, I don't know, probably what yours is when you're exercising. But it was fast for me. Probably was normal. No, it was like 190. Like,
oh my
crazy
God.
Shit. And I totally.
That's redlining.
It was crazy. Yeah, I almost died, and then I ended up going to rehab for Adderall, which is kind of embarrassing.
How hard was it to kick?
I weaned off, which was, if you wean off, I think it's okay. Cold turkey is not for me.
So what did you said you were up to 90 a day, so how'd you wean?
It's just 80 1 week.
Really?
I think something like that, yeah.
So were you completely functional when you were on it, or were you out of your mind?
No, I was functional. I was annoying. That was the thing. I was annoying.
Oh, you couldn't stop talking.
Yeah, I got really annoying. And that it ended up like people are just, that's the thing. People think drugs will, I'm not like a crazy person, but I just annoyed everyone.
Right.
And so the intervention was more like, you're really annoying. You talk nonstop. And then I got off and it was kind of the same. It wasn't that different. I'm like, no, that's just me.
And you're allowed to work. It's actually a perk.
Yeah, exactly.
It's actually a plus.
But I miss it. I mean, I could never do it again, but I miss it. It was a great, it was my favorite drug. It made you, because I have, I have, like everyone, I have low self-esteem. And when you did it, it made me just write. I just was so productive on it.
Really?
Yeah, because when I write, I mean, I've gotten better at it now over the years, but when I write, you have that voice telling you it's shit and you can't like move forward. Oh. And the Adderall, like, this was before I was doing stand-up a little, but writing screenplays and stuff. And the Adderall gave me the confidence to just fucking plow through it. It wasn't all good, but some of it was good.
Well, I mean, that's why they were prescribing it to people back in the day when they first came up with it, like in Nazi Germany. Even before they were giving it to the Nazis, you could buy that. What was it called? What is it called? Pervitin? Pervitin.
That's the Hitler speed?
Well, it was the for sale version of methamphetamine that you could buy at drugstores.
Yeah.
And people would just take it. It was like a low dose. It's essentially just like, that's it right there. Kind of real similar to Adderall in a lot of ways, but it was it was methamphetamine.
Oh, right. And you just could take it. This is like over the counter, right?
Yeah.
It's back when they had like heroin.
Look at that,
candy.
methamphetamine hydrochloride.
Oh man, that's crazy.
So it was a small dose, and people would take it all day long, and it gave them all this energy to get things done. I mean, think about the engineering that was coming out of Germany at the same time.
Yeah,
kind of nuts.
They
man.
were focused.
They were fucking dialed in.
He was really focused on that Jew hating. That Adderall, really, that speed really focused.
Yeah.
If he wasn't on it, he probably wouldn't have killed as many people.
Well, if he wasn't on everything, he was on Oxycodone, and they were giving him all these crazy animal hormones. He was having them remove animal organs, and they were injecting glands into Hitler's body. He was like, they were practicing on it.
But here's what I don't get. I've done Oxycodone, and when I'm on it, I'm very loving. I love everyone. He was on it, and he was still hating it. If like he should have been like, I love the juice, or great. Like the oxycodone should have made him like more lovey-dovey.
Yeah, that's why I was confused too, because I had always heard that it was meth. Because I knew that there was meth use, and I knew that Hitler liked cocaine, and they used to shoot him up with testosterone too.
And that makes sense. Like,
That makes sense.
You're a meth. You're like, we got a problem.
Yeah.
I'm focused. I'm going to commit to it. But the oxy, it's like when Rush Limbaugh, you found out he was on oxy. He was always so like angry.
Right.
And I feel like if I was on oxy, I'd be like, everything's going to work out.
Bro, he was on like 90 pills a day.
But where, like the love.
He did so much, they think it's part of the reason why he went deaf.
Really?
Yeah.
Rush Limbaugh?
Yeah, there's actually like a thing that happens when you overdose on
God.
opiate, take too much opiates, it like, fries your fucking ears.
But why, like, to have all that hate on
Right.
the painkillers? I just don't get. When I'm on painkillers, I love my enemies.
I think it's because you're a nice guy.
I like that spin.
I think who you are, like at your core, like why you operate in life, whatever you're taking, whether it's alcohol or pot or whatever, it only enhances that who you are at your core. So if you're like an evil person deep down, but you're covering it, and then you get drunk and you get really vicious with people, those people are probably already vicious inside of them.
Right.
You know?
That's totally true.
Or if you're a happy drunk, you're probably a good guy. And you need a couple of
Right.
drinks to feel loose, and now you're fun, you're having a good time, you know, you're loving, you're hugging everybody.
No, that's a good point. It's like when I used to drink, I would like tell people I love them. Now I'm sober.
Yeah.
I don't tell anyone I love them. Now I'm sober. I'm worse sober.
Right.
Like I'm just like rigid. You
That's
know?
the benefit of some drugs, is that they allow you to relax whatever insecurities you have and just be cool with people.